All right, guys. So, welcome to this edition with Tuesdays with Tammy. I have two very, very special guests on the call today. I have Antoine McVeigh, who is an amazing presenter. Until I get as good as he is, I'm not going to be doing the presentations. Also, I have Shelly Barnaby. I love seeing your smiling face. Guys, I have been approached so many times about doing other opportunities, and I know many of you have been as well. And it wasn't until this a few weeks ago came across my desk, and somebody said, "Hey, just get on the call with the founders, get on the call with the people that are putting this together." And I said yes. I have not said yes in so long. I have not said yes since our previous company. So that lets you know how excited I am about all of this and us coming back together as a family. You know, we lost our family. We had a huge family, and that's what I miss the most is just, I would have never known Shelly if it wasn't for Carrot Bars. I would have never known most of you if it wasn't for that. And for that, I'm so eternally grateful. And I will never, ever forget all of the friendships and the trips and all the wonderful things that we got to do. But you know what? We're getting the team back together. So I'm super duper duper excited for that. Shelly, I want you to come on and just give me some of your thoughts and what you're seeing right now and what you think.
Well, first of all, I love getting the band back together. Like
Yes.
who doesn't love that? No, you and I have talked a lot about this. Like there have been tons of opportunities or offers from so many things, and like you, nothing really felt right. Nothing really checked all the boxes. And so I almost learned to go into things with this this idea that like looking for the bad or like looking for all the ways this isn't going to tick the boxes or and so like I kind of went into even this like okay, all right, fine, I'll look at your thing and then we'll see what all is wrong with it and then we'll and I just kept thinking, oh, check, check, like I'm checking off all the fabulous boxes. And all of us know, I mean, you can watch the news for 5 minutes. I try to refrain, but it doesn't take very long of watching to know people need this. People need small denomination gold. They need silver. We've been in precious metals so long, and I'm so excited to now also have silver on the table. And I have looked at, like Tammy, you and I have talked about this. I have probably over my 40 years in network marketing looked at over 1,000 compensation plans. And so I know immediately what to look for. I know all the things that really make not a, not just profitable for affiliates, but you also want to look at from, is this a company with longevity? Is this a company that can they have a lean? This company gives so much to the people that I was like, do they have their back covered? Do they have longevity? Do they have, I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed with the heart of the CEO. The more I find out, the more I love. And that doesn't happen very often for us. And so I'm just really excited to be on the journey with you to start growing a community again. And I mean, everybody who knows me knows I love a big family. And now I'm an empty nester, so I gotta rebuild somewhere. It might as well be here. So no, I'm super excited and really honored to be part of the journey.
And that's so awesome. I love you saying getting the band back together. I'm ready. I'm so ready. So, Antoine, do you want to come on and tell people who you are and a little bit of your background, if you don't mind?
Sure, sure. So thank you, Tammy, for inviting me. And Shelly, it was great to hear your story. It's really awesome to meet everyone. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I've got about 27 years experience in the industry. I've been living in Asia for the past 7 years. And I'm a guy that I've just, my wife and I, we've lived on crypto. And that's how I actually met the founder at Cost Metal while I was in Vietnam. He developed a software that my wife and I worked with for the past 4 years. And even though he is originally from the Dallas Metroplex, I'm originally from the Dallas Metroplex. I actually only met him on a Zoom. It wasn't until about 6 months ago that I relocated back to Dallas that I actually had a chance to put my arms around him and embrace him because we were so grateful to finally get to meet him, even though we had worked with him for 4 years online. And he is just a guy that he doesn't expect much. I mean, he doesn't really, I mean, he's kind of this calm guy for someone to be in his position. And trust me, I've seen a lot of CEOs and I've worked with some founders. They're real flashy and all of that. That is not this guy. He is just calm, almost like a cowboy, truly from the Texas Metroplex area. You know, you'll see him with some boots on sometimes and maybe even a hat. You know, that's just who he is. And I really respect that. And so when he told me that he was going to launch gold and silver, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is right on time. Because after going through what I went through, my wife and I in crypto, we needed something like gold and silver that was tangible, that we can touch and that we can feel. And so we jumped right on board. We were excited because we already knew who he was as a founder. We had already been working with him for 4 years, so we knew his character, we knew his background. And now that we are both here in Dallas, we see each other all the time. My wife cooked breakfast for him. My wife has cooked dinner for him. I had a birthday party here this past what was it, Thursday, and he came to my birthday party. So now that I'm here, I get to spend a lot of time with him and get to get in his ear, and he get to share things with me. So I'm so honored and privileged just to be working with him. And I gotta tell you something, to be working with Tammy, listen to me. Y'all, you guys already know. I have never worked with someone who has had the type of success that she's had in this space. And after what went down with that company, she didn't do anything. Come on. That right there tells you that she is all about integrity. She's all about what's right for the whole team, not just for her. Because I can assure you she's been wined and dined and she just turned it down. I can assure you that. She turned it down. She said no so many times to finally say yes to at cost metals. And that says a lot. So just to be able to lock arms with someone like her, oh my gosh, you guys are truly, truly privileged to say, I can work with someone like a Tammy. I feel that way, that I can work with someone like a Tammy. So Tammy, thank you so much for saying yes to at cost metals.
Thank you, Antoine. And you're so right. It's about integrity. You know, there were so many times that I mean, even with our previous company branching off, and I could have went with them. I could be making $1 million a month like right now, but the integrity wasn't there for me, and I couldn't do it, and I walked away. And you know, here I am. I'm selling cars, guys. I'm selling cars, but you know what? It feeds my family. I make a great income, but that's not my future. My future is here. My future is now. And so I'm just super excited. But Antoine, thank you so much for your kind words. And guys, he's exactly right. JD is the most down to earth person you're ever going to meet in your life. He's not flashy at all.
At all.
He's very laid back, very just calm. And I'm like,
Oh,
dude, I love it. So, Antoine, I'm going to let you take the presentation away for our fine folks here. Guys, thanks for joining us on Tuesdays with Tammy. It means a lot to me. I sent out an email last night. When I send out emails, forward them to your teams. You know, you have their email addresses in your back office, forward them, get them on the calls, and let's build this thing big. We can do this. So, Antoine, the stage is yours.
awesome. But I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I'll get right to it. Excuse me if I cough a little bit here and there. I've been fighting the flu, but Tammy, when you told me you were having the meeting, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be there. So I may pause every now and then, cough a little bit, but just bear with me. We'll get through it. So I want to welcome you for those of you that are looking for the very first time, and even those that are coming back. You may get a little bit more this time than you got the last time. Welcome to the At Cost Metal business overview. Here are 3 requirements for a successful company: perfect timing, perfect products, perfect business model. And timing is everything to me. I typically ask people, when would you rather board an airplane? When that plane is on the ground or when that plane is in the air? And I need you to understand that the plane of opportunity with at cost metals, this plane is on the ground. We haven't even launched yet. We're in pre-launch so that people can board right now. And because of the timing of you hearing about it, we all have a first class ticket in this opportunity. But I need you to make sure that you don't come into this and that you look at this with a coach class mentality based on your past experience. The past is the past. Today, we get to start with at cost metals. This is everything with what we're doing right now in terms of timing. Right now, keep that open mind and say, you know what, let me have a fresh start. Because if it wasn't for someone introducing this model to you right now, you may not have that fresh start. But someone did introduce it to you. There's a reason this came to you this moment in time. And there's a reason you need to review it and say yes right now. It's the perfect business model. Here are some statements that are more than 20 years old, but still rings true to this day. One is from Dr. Ron Paul, Congressman. He says, inflation is the very simple concept to understand. More money equals less value. And you want to talk about inflation, coming from Vietnam, a third world country, back into the US is one of the things I had to really help my wife to understand. The cost of goods and services is going to be extremely more expensive in the US versus in Vietnam. And I got to tell you, when she got here, she was like, Antoine, what are we doing? What are we doing? It didn't make sense to her how things could be so expensive here versus in Vietnam. And I'm talking about, in some cases, the exact same things, like bread, like water. And then, of course, you've got the former he's the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, that says silver may be the best possible way to build wealth. He's been preaching this for more than 25 years. And again, these are 20-year-old quotes, but they still ring true to this day. Here's some reasons why timing is everything as it relates to this model. Global uncertainty. It all but dictates the necessity of stable store value. Inflation is winning and it's getting really bad. I don't think it's going to get any better. I think it's only going to get worse. I don't know what your thoughts are. I'll tell you what, if you think it's going to get worse, put ones in the chat. That tells me you feel that inflation will get worse. Okay? Just put some ones in the chat. Global housing, grocery prices are not sustainable. Central banks are all but printing money at unprecedented rates. And you got paper currency going digital. You've got the BRICS. You've got the Fed now. And of course, the lasting effects of COVID. Being away for so long, I got back to the US and I recently found out that a good friend of mine had passed away to COVID. I mean, I'm thinking, oh my God, he passed 2 years prior to me seeing it. I'm thinking, wow, when we're talking about lasting effects, okay, his family, he was the breadwinner for his family. Now his wife and his daughter are looking to survive without him. The lasting effects of COVID. You got supply chains, inflation still handcuffing global markets. It's not just a North America thing. This is a worldwide thing. And these are not opinions. These are truly facts, regardless of your political opinions, regardless of your nationality, and regardless of your religion. So why precious metals? Well, number one, it's tangible. You can hold it. Even though my wife and I have lived on crypto, we've never, ever physically held Bitcoin or Ethereum in our hand. But gold and silver, you can. Number two, it's time tested. You don't have to explain gold and silver to people. It's gold and it's silver. And it is the best product to hedge against inflation. It's easily explainable. Even children know that it's good. It's relatively stable during times of uncertainty, like right now. And it is the best product to be garage qualified. Meaning, if you're going to order something every month, it's not a bad idea to order gold and silver every single month. So let's talk about our business model. We have developed relationships with the largest market makers in bullion and numismatic coins. I'm talking about the largest. They're the fourth and the fifth largest in the world. We've developed and we own our own networking software, so we don't have to outsource it. We sell metal bullion at cost to customers. We pay everyday ordinary people like you and I to find customers to help us grow this community. We can manage and anticipate growth, and it all must make sense for our customers. It must make sense for our affiliates, and it must make sense for the company. I call it the win-win-win model, and that's exactly what they have developed. Let's talk more about the company. It's brand new. We haven't actually launched yet. So you're hearing about it early on. You've got a first class ticket to board this plane of opportunity. But our owners are well seasoned in this space. As a matter of fact, JD had a gold and silver precious metal company in the Dallas Metroplex some years ago, and they sold more than $1 billion in precious metal. And his father was the master distributor of that company. As a matter of fact, at my birthday event, when JD came here, I invited some of my friends and I introduced a friend of mine to JD. And as he was sharing, excuse me, and talking a little bit about the opportunity, he mentioned his dad's name, and this gentleman knew his father very well and spoke very highly of his father. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what a small world. So we're actually offering true at cost pricing on our metals. If there's any metal that is not at cost, there will be a page that will let you know. So there's going to be complete transparency here. We're going to have valuable numismatic that will fuel the residual income component of our compensation plan, which is, by the way, extremely lucrative. Let's talk about the products. We're going to offer the exact same coins, the exact same bars that you see in other stores or may have seen online, but for less. We're talking about the U.S. mints, the Eagles, the Buffaloes, the Morgans, the Peace, the Canadian coins, the Maples, the Grizzlies, the Timberwolves, the South African coins, the Cougarans, the greatest certified flawless numismatic coins, the MS70s, the PR70s, old and the new. And we're going to offer generic coins. Okay. So how does our pricing compare? I'm glad you asked. First, let's talk about what's the difference. What's the difference between dealer direct and at cost? Well, buying from a dealer means exactly that. You are buying from the dealer, but it has no bearing on the cost, only the fact of who you bought it from. At cost means exactly that. You pay the exact same price as the dealer. So customers pay what the dealer pays. That's at cost. Okay. So when we talk about percentages, at the time of this screenshot, okay, our company was selling the most commonly traded silver eagle. Okay. We're talking about in the world, most commonly traded coin in the world. Our price is $26.48. Similar coins, similar companies, $26.90, as much as $31.54 for the same coin. Even your big online retailers, you can see their pricing. It was very clear we were a lot less. So when we're talking about percentage-wise, that is saving consumers anywhere from 12 to as much as 18% on the exact same metal. Did you hear me? I want to say that again to make sure you understand. Anywhere from 12 to as much as 18% savings on the exact same metal. So that's like buying gas. If you need to put gas in your car, you got gas station A on one corner, you got gas station B across the street. Gas station A is selling for $1.99 a gallon. Gas station B is selling for $2.50 a gallon. Where will you buy your gas? Are you going to spend $2.50 a gallon or are you going to pay $1.99? Here we're talking about the exact same metal. So we see there's no reason, once consumers are educated about at cost metals, that there's no reason that they would pay more for the exact same metal. Let's talk about the vault. Excuse me. With our vault, at Cost Metals, you can purchase gold and silver and you can store it with the supplier's vault, not at Cost Metals vault, the supplier's vault. And the supplier, they have vaults in different parts of the world. And their vaults are like Fort Knox, severely guarded, heavily guarded, secured. And this is where countries store their metal, their gold and silver on pallets in these vaults. But also, this vault, being a digital vault, it allows us to buy gold and silver in fractions. We can buy $1 worth, $5 worth, $20 worth, and we can do that over and over and over again to build up our portfolio of gold and silver. So you can store it in the vault. It's insured. It's also insured against terrorism, right? It's insured against at-cost metals. You're protected. So now you have where you can store that gold and silver as opposed to paying shipping, international shipping, have it going through custom, and you can manage everything from your mobile device and your back office. If you want to have it shipped, no problem. You can click a button and it's automatically shipped to you. So you can buy in fractions, you can store it in the vault, and then with the click of a button at any given time, you can sell it and cash out and withdraw your money from your back office, controlling it on your mobile device or your computer, or you can have it shipped to you. Up to you. But we're talking about a vault that is very, very secured 24/7. And again, it's covered against terrorism, excuse me. The membership that we have is for 1 year. After that year, you can see there's some basis points for storing your metal in that vault. It's not expensive. It's just going to be based on how much gold and silver you want to store in that vault. If what I've shared with you so far makes sense, then let's talk about what is the cost of the membership and what is the compensation plan. Well, we have two membership offerings. Membership offering number one is the metals package. That's for $149 for the year. Okay. It includes 1 year of unlimited cost pricing of physical precious metal bullions. So you can buy as much bullion, as much silver you want for that $149 for the year. Okay. Also, it's going to give you access to collectible products and the digital trading vault, where you can store and control and manage everything from your mobile device. That's an additional $199 value right there that you get for the $149. Our second membership offering is the Metals Plus package. It's $399, which includes everything in the metals package, but you're going to receive 3 perfect MS 70 graded numismatic silver coins. So the difference, you get metal with the $399 package, and the $149, you get no metal. Again, this is for a 1-year membership, so you pay the price one time for the year. And then we have our Get Ahead monthly program. It's $75 a month to remain active if you choose to build a business. And you're going to receive an MS 70 or a PR 70, both perfect graded numismatic silver eagles. Let's talk about the affiliate plan and how you earn by introducing others to the business model. And if you want to know if you can have some success by introducing others, all you have to do is think about the person that invited you here. How hard are they working right now? Because if you can do what the person is doing that invited you here, then you can have extremely massive success by getting people under the spout where the information comes out. This is nothing more than an informational spout. You get good at inviting. And if you do that, you'll find people who are looking for what we have to offer, because that's all we're doing is we're looking for people who are looking for us. If they choose the Metals Plus package, you're going to earn a $25 direct bonus. It's paid to you for everyone that you personally directly introduce that selects the Metals package. Also, that's going to fuel 30 points into our 2-team structure. If someone you introduce selects the Metals Plus package, it's going to pay you a $50 direct. And you can introduce as many as you like to collect that 50, 50, 50 when they choose the Metals Plus package. And that's going to fuel the two-team structure with 100 points. And then our $75 get ahead monthly coin program. It will fuel 20 points into our two-team structure. We will have specialty rare bullion that will fuel anywhere from 1 to 50 points into our two-team structure. So when you look at the points, look at two baskets. We've got a basket on our left team and a basket on our right team. Okay. When we fuel these baskets with points based on the Metals package, the Metals Plus package, the Get Ahead monthly program, the specialty rare bullion, not only from you personally, but from the team as it grows. As these baskets are filled, then you have 500 points in your left basket, 500 points in your right basket. That's called a cycle, and it's going to pay you $500. Every time those baskets get filled with 500, 500 left, 500 right, it pays you 500 over and over again. Okay. And then we have a matching check bonus. Anyone that you personally directly refer, once you reach the rank of either silver or gold, when that person earns 500 in cycle pay, you earn a 10% match. That's $50. So as you help them have success and they're earning 500, you're earning 50, 50, 50. But remember, if they're earning 500, they're filling up points in your basket, which is also helping you earn 500. Don't miss that. And then we have what's called the pot of gold. JD and his partner, Mr. Troy LaCole, they did something very, very different. Instead of having a master distributor at the top, they reserve that spot for the pot of gold that will be split equally amongst all those that are at the gold rank position. They're taking 50% of those commissions, splitting it amongst all the golds. The other 50%, they're going to use it for promos until we have too many goals and they create another rank. And then they'll take that portion and split it amongst those at the new rank. Let's talk about the ranks. We only have 3. Very simple, very easy. The first rank is called affiliate. What does it take to become affiliate? You sell 1 membership on your left, 1 membership on your right. Now you are qualified as an affiliate. An affiliate means you can max out the two-team bonus at $2,000 a week. That's $104,000 a year from you introducing 2 people. That is your potential income earning from the two-team structure. The second rank is silver. You must personally directly introduce 3 on your left team and 3 on your right team. And one of those 3 must be an affiliate, and then you are silver. You can max out at $10,000 a week as a silver. The next rank is gold. You introduce 6 on your left team, 6 on your right team. One of those 6 has to be a silver on each side. Now you're gold. You can max out at $30,000 a week as a gold. So the 3 ranks: affiliate, silver, gold. Here's some additional information in our compensation plan. Points accumulate as soon as you are placed into the genealogy up to max based on your rank. Meaning, if you are qualified to earn as an affiliate, then your points will accumulate where you can max out up to $2,000 a week. If you are silver, it will accumulate so you can max out up to $10,000, and gold will max out up to $30,000. Any unused points, watch this. Any unused points remain intact, so they don't reset after cycle. Let me give you a prime example. Let's say your team is growing, and in your left basket, you have 800 points because you have 8 people that joined the team that purchased the Metals Plus package. That's 100 points that fills the basket. Okay, you only brought 1 that bought the Metals Plus package. But then that 1 brought 2, and then one of those introduced someone that brought 2. So that's 800 points, just an example, okay? Your right team has 500 points. Well, 500 points, 500 points, that's a cycle. It pays you 500, but you still have 300 points remaining in your left basket. They will not reset. They will remain. So you are 300 points closer to 500 points where you can begin to cycle again. We also take inbound crypto payments, and we will pay out commissions in real time in crypto on any of your directs. So if you introduce me and I choose the Metal Plus package and I pay in Bitcoin, $3.99, the company will pay you the $50 direct bonus in Bitcoin immediately. There's no waiting around for the money on the direct. So if I pay in Litecoin, you get paid in Litecoin. I pay in Dogecoin, you get paid in Dogecoin immediately. Well, it's kind of ingenious because it allows us to be global immediately. In countries like Vietnam, most people don't have MasterCard and Visa, but they do have crypto. So they can pay in Bitcoin, Dogecoin, or Litecoin, and you get your commissions immediately. Well, I wouldn't mind getting a commission in Bitcoin that I know has the potential to increase in value over time. So it may be $50 today, but tomorrow it could be 60, it could be 70 based on the value of BTC. Pay periods are Sunday AM, Saturday PM, Eastern US. We compress the direct 10% match when appropriate, meaning the company's not keeping that money. If you are not active, it will actually look for the person upline who is active to pay out the match. 75% hard cap commissions to ensure the company stays open. I'm sure you're okay with that. Leadership in the field have input on the direction of the company. When you understand JD and Troy, as Tammy shared with you, this is our company. This is our company. We have a voice and they listen. And yes, when we launch, we will accept MasterCard, Visa, ACH. All of that is coming when we launch. The bottom line, we're launching because we know that there's a better way to do precious metal. And we actually have the best bullion price and the best compensation plan to prove it. The person that invited you here, they invited you because they want you to be a part of it. Of course, we have the income disclosure here. 3 types of mindsets that are looking at this opportunity for those of you that are guests. All you have to do is share with the person that invited you. Either you have the mindset of a number 1, the mindset of a number 2, or the mindset of a number 3. The mindset of a number 1 says, Antoine, I get it. I'm in. Send me your link. Let me get in position now. If that's you, get back with the person that invited you and just say, hey, I'm a number 1. The mindset of a number 2 says, Antoine, this looks great, but I've got some questions. Want to get my questions answered. That's okay. Get your questions answered. Make the decision that's best for you and your family. The mindset of a number 3 says, Antoine, this looks great, but it's bad time for me. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. We go in knowing that this is not for everybody. But be honest with the person that invited you because they thought enough of you not to prejudge you. They wanted to get you in front of 100% of the information so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. A 1, send me your link. A 2, I got questions. A 3, bad time and not for me. So with that being said, I'm going to turn this call back over to Tammy.
Antoine, I can't even sit. You are amazing. That was the best presentation I've ever heard you make. So,
Thank you.
you and I have a lot in common, right?
Absolutely, we do.
We do. And for those that know me, you know that I have supported an orphanage. Let me turn my camera on. I've supported an orphanage in Uganda, Africa. I always joke I have my name on a bathroom wall in Uganda. It's not a bad thing. We have done so much good for these children. There's 50 children that live there. There's 400 that go to their school. We've built schools. We've redone the dorms where they live when they were destroyed by a storm. We've done so much good. Another foundation, that's Uric Joy Orphanage. You guys are on here, Uric Joy Orphanage. Go to their website, donate if you can. $1 helps. The other one is Rape Hurts Foundation, hosted by Helen Taninga from Uganda. This woman is amazing. She has a great track record. She has a master's degree. She's an amazing woman that takes care of women and children that have been the victims of sexual abuse. So, Antoine, I want you to tell me a little bit about, what you're doing. But guys, know when I was with our previous company, it gave me the opportunity to donate to these amazing foundations that are helping children, that are helping women, that are, doing the things that you and I take for granted. And I want to get to the point in my life again where I can do those things again. But Antoine, tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, obviously, on my Facebook page, in my background, there's a picture of me and kids and children from Vietnam, and these were kids that were left, at the orphanage or dropped off at the orphanage. Some of them have disabilities, and it was a culture shock for me to be in Vietnam, in the third world country, to visit an orphanage like that. It wasn't like an orphanage that you would see in the US. It was very, very different. And those kids just lit up when I was there. And obviously, the wife and I, we're all about the children. It's two people, two generations you don't mess with in my world. That's the elderly and the children. You don't mess with elderly, you don't mess with children. That's just where I am in my heart. And so we have donated to these orphanages, and we would visit those orphanages from time to time there in Vietnam, in different parts of Vietnam. I've also been to an orphanage in Mexico. I actually had the privilege to sit with former Mexico President Vicente Fox and his wife, Martha Fox, with a very dear friend of mine who passed away recently out of Dallas by the name of Peter Hirsch, who taught me about social entrepreneurship. And he had a relationship with Vicente Fox, and I went with him to Mexico and went to her orphanage, and we brought, food, and we brought toys and things of that nature for the kids there in that orphanage. So what my goal is here with At Cost Metal is to put together a group that's outside of the company, and allow people to kind of participate in that group where we can take our commissions, a portion of our commissions, and we can feed a child. And that money's not coming to me. It will go directly to that organization. And there'll probably be more than one. Tammy and I will get together and kind of talk about that, because we have the same alignment where we just want to do good and we want to serve. I believe we were here to serve. And I know as we make a difference in our own personal worlds with this opportunity, we can help make a difference in the world. And that's what I envision and plan to do.
It's amazing. You and I had a great conversation, and I felt connected to you immediately. And then I went to your Facebook page and I saw that, and I was like, this was God sent. He's in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Shelley, if you can unmute, I want to talk a little bit about team building strategy. What are your thoughts on it? And you know, I'm placing everyone left to right, left, right. I'm building both teams. But we need to understand that in order to max out the compensation plan, we need to have 3 personally sponsored on your right, 3 personally sponsored on your left, and then help those. Each one help one, right? So I'm just super excited about how we're going to build this business. So Shelley, if you want to take it over, um, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? I love what Anton said too. And I mean, you know how I feel about that first. To me, building this kind of business and integrity means that you give back first, right? Like the whole concept of having, I don't even necessarily always love the term power leg. I mean, yes, it's powerful, but it's a community leg. It's a shared thing. It's like, to me, it's like you're making a deposit into the lives of the people who train you into the lives of, like Antoine's coming on, he's doing a presentation. He's, like when you build that sense of community, everyone reaches to, like everyone helps people. I've built, I know too, Tammy, you and I have long had that opinion together that by helping others, you become elevated to the extent that you lift everyone who comes after you, right? That's how we elevate in leadership, is by serving the people that are coming along with us on this journey. So it's just been my experience that when you look out for the people that are under your influence, you never have to worry about yourself. So for me in building this, that for one thing, I just have to say to all of you, um, many of us are coming from a previous opportunity. And the issue with coming from a previous opportunity is you kind of have this tendency to think about where you've been, right? This is a whole brand new relationship. If you're going to take a brand new trip and a brand new vacation, don't bring your bags from last time. Don't
Amen,
bring
sister.
the stuff you went with before is not the stuff you need for the new trip you're taking. So I just really, I mean, take a hard moment and unpack your bags. If you have to talk to Tammy, if you have to talk to me, like unpack your bags once and for all, and don't measure what we're doing with at cost metal. Well, back here and over here and this time and that time that thing happened. Like that just doesn't work. You're not giving a fair shake to yourself and to your team, and to the brand new people that you're bringing into this have no idea what happened to you before. So my suggestion to you is just like have a moment and unpack it, like unpack all your stuff, and let's take the trip around the world, the trip of a lifetime, our dream trip, by starting fresh. So I would start fresh. I would absolutely build a firm foundation by, I mean, Tammy, and you can decide. Like for me, I wanted to take my very first three people. I knew I needed these three people, and I gave them to that community leg. That was my first move. I wanted to take the people closest to me and have them work together. So you can either do right, left, back and forth. That makes, if you're somebody who just kind of casually builds this and you're going to talk to people as people mention gold to you, if you're somebody like that, that's exactly what I'd do. I'd go right, left, and I would just let them land. If you're somebody who's a serious, look at me like this, I'm so excited, right? Like I'm a serious builder. I take this stuff super seriously. So what do I like to do? I like to group people up. I like to say, I'm going to put these three people here, and then I'm going to put these three people here. And then the reason I go back and forth with a set of three people is I want to introduce them to each other. I want people that came in at a similar time to know that they benefit each other, that they can work together, that they can bounce ideas. I love to create communities. And I mean, there's a reason I have 10 kids, right? I like little families within families. I don't know how to do anything but build little families because that's what works for me. And so that's what I like to do. I like to build little communities within the greater organization so that people always have somebody. When somebody always has somebody, they get through the hard times. They do well. They put their heads together and they achieve and they do, like that's, Tammy, that's what I've always loved most about you. In addition to, like, you brought people together in giving to something bigger than themselves as they were earning. They gave to the orphanage. That was huge. Why are there still so many people interested in being in community with you? Yes, it's that we love precious metals. That's part of it. But there are other places in the world to get it. It's about building a community of people. So look out for others first. And in doing that, you will always be taken care of. So I say build it that way. Also, I would not Don't pre-qualify people, right? Like this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. And then Tammy, if you want to give more specifics about this is so simple, right? Like I don't need to give you some complicated strategy on how to build. You can just talk to people. This is the shortest presentation. You know how I know this business will be so successful? I can explain it to somebody in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't need a spreadsheet. I don't need I don't even need, we used to talk about a napkin. I don't need a napkin. I don't need anything. I can explain it to somebody in 2 minutes or less. Hey, you want some gold and silver? How would you like to get it at cost? Like that's so easy. We're going to be able to build this. I have yet to have anybody say no. That's amazing. Like that doesn't happen. Even if you're the best networker in the world, you get used to hearing no. You usually hear lots of no's. So far, I haven't heard any no's because it's just it's that easy. But even still, it's like this. I'm going to tell you one more thing about a couple years ago when we were still working in our other thing. 3 of our daughters got married in 1 year, and you know, they would say to me, seriously, do I have to send an invitation to Uncle who shall remain unnamed? You know, they knew he wasn't coming, right? They're like, listen, my sister before me sent one, my other sister before me sent one. I don't want, my policy is it says a lot to people about how you feel about them when you give them an invitation. Let somebody else own their yes or own their no, but how would you like to be the person who decided for somebody that they didn't deserve your invitation? Because you don't care, right? You don't, your life goes on whether that person says yes or says no. But what's the most amazing thing in the world is to know that for people to know you cared about them enough that even though it might be a hard conversation. So let me just say, like some of you guys know, I said we're leaving the past in the past, but let's just say I have some individuals that have kilos of undelivered gold from a previous situation. How do you think that that conversation feels to me? Do you think I want to call the guy who spent 7 figures to have some gold that he never got? Yeah, maybe not. That's not my first like fun thing to do on a Monday morning, but why will I? Because he loves gold. He wants gold. And I can say to him, we had some problems before, and here's how those are fixed. This is an opportunity. Yes or no, it doesn't matter. But what if I didn't tell him? What if I found a new, better way? And I was so worried about him being mad at me or him saying something negative that I wasn't worth, like that says to him that he wasn't even worth it to me to repair the relationship. So I would encourage you to make those hard calls first because it just gives you so much freedom in going forward. If you hurt somebody or if you think there's a relationship that needs to be repaired, just go do it. Say, you know, I didn't have any control here before, but this is what I'm doing now. We can succeed or we can learn. We learned, and now we're going to succeed. So that's all I have about that.
Amazing. Girl, I love you so much. So, guys, we're going to open up for a short Q&A. I have to go going because today is my daughter's 18th birthday. The last one out of the nest, but she's not going anywhere. She'll be here forever. So, the easiest way for us to do this is for you guys to raise your hand. If you guys will raise your hand, if you have any questions whatsoever, I think we covered a lot today on the call. Shelly, Antoine, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I know a lot of people couldn't make the call simply because they're at work, you know, and our goal is to get them to not work and get them to be doing this with us. So if you guys have a question, please raise your hand. I would love to help you guys out, however. All right, so Lorraine Eldridge has her first question. Lorraine, go ahead and unmute.
I will. Tammy, it's great to see your pretty face.
Thank you. It's good to see you, sweetheart.
And I loved being reminded of the orphanage. That was something very, very heartfelt for me to be able to, number one, have the income that I felt that I could help and to do something so important. And it was an amazing experience. You know, you give over the years different little things here and there, but when it was something like that, they were building the fence. Remember when the fence needed to be built? And anyway, so I do have a question because I understand that there are vaults throughout the country and the world, perhaps. I understand, and so I have a question about that because a lot of the people that I have spoken to and that I will speak to kind of had the feeling like, you know, I want to have it in my hands. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to wait till there's some sort of big emergency and I need that money and I got to go through the process. So my question is this: where in the United States is the vault, and do we know the name of this vault? And how do we actually get it out? What is the process to have something delivered if we have left it in the free storage? And also, what if we want to get it each time we order? Like someone places a, you know, whatever order, and they want to have it delivered right then. What is that process? If you know that now, I'd love to hear more. And if you don't know it quite yet, that's okay too.
I know that they're working on getting a list of where the actual vaults are in terms of what parts of the world. So they're working on that. Anytime they want the gold or silver ship, that's just a click of a button. They can have every order shipped if they want. So they can, if they just want to pay the shipping. And the shipping is not an income revenue for at cost metals. It's whatever the supplier charges for shipping. I do know if they order a certain amount, there is some free shipping. I don't know if that applies to international or what, but I'm sure that there'll be some kind of discount on the shipping based on the quantity that is purchased. But the vaults, they are in strategic parts. I know they're not everywhere, but he did tell me he was going to work on getting a list of where they were. They will not give you the names of the suppliers because they don't want people doing this, calling the suppliers,
Right.
blowing up their phones. So they're going to protect them in that situation.
So
Awesome.
you're indicating that the suppliers and the vaults are one and the same? Because I didn't ask
they
about,
are.
I didn't
They
ask
are
about
one and the same.
supply.
They
Okay.
are one and the same.
Okay. So then obviously there can be no contacting the vaults to have your product delivered. It needs to go through the company.
Yeah,
Is what you're
there'll be
saying.
a button in your back office where if you want to have it delivered at any given time, you could just click a button and they'll ship it to you.
That's the only question I have at this point. Thanks, you guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
And
Lorraine.
Juan, just because I know this is going to come up, I don't love doing this, but my policy always is if there's an elephant in the room, let's not just notice him, let's get on and ride. But
Sure.
let's just say absolutely worst case scenario, something happened to the company, right? Like something happens to at cost metals.
Yeah.
What happens if people are storing a bunch of metals with
Yeah.
a third party? Then what would happen? What would they do? Would they be able to access those?
They will be able to access that metal because it is actually allocated to the actual consumer and is in the vault. I don't know exactly what that procedure would be. I will find out. So I'll have a solid answer for you guys. But I do know it is allocated, and that is actually the purpose of the vault. So it protects the customer in the event of anything happens, even with at-cost metals. But I'll find out what that procedure is.
I love that. Do you guys see the power in that though? That the gold is actually held by a third party. That is amazing to me. And thank you for that. And I understand there's a precarious balance between us giving people the information that helps them feel secure while and we also know it is really important to protect that privacy and integrity because you don't want to make them a target and you don't want to blow up their phones because they need to be focused on doing the job that they're partnered with you to do. So I get it. We kind of have to hold both. We have to hold the trust in the company that they're doing everything right by the community. And at the same time, knowing that they're being as transparent as possible. So I love that. Thank you so much.
It's segregated.
that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
metal is segregated. It's not pulled together. It's segregated. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. It looks like, yeah. Sorry, Tammy, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay. I have my good friend Mark Pyers. If you guys need any tax advice, contact him. He's amazing. So, Mark, what you got?
Hey, Tammy, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Hey, great presentation. So I know
Thank
I
you.
asked you this question, I believe, yesterday, and I got it 3 times today from 3 individuals that I shared this information with. And that is, do we know or have an idea when we're going to have the official launch?
Targeting now, I know the 17th. That is the target, but it will be on a Sunday. I can tell you that because they want to give everyone a full week for commission runs. So the target launch is the 17th.
Okay. And the
They're
last
just
question.
waiting. They're waiting on this final approval from the attorneys.
Okay. Actually, two more questions. So one being, I know we in one of the presentations says you can put down a $25 deposit to lock in your position, right? So obviously, when we launch, you're going to have to fund your full package, whichever one the person is going to choose, right? Those that are, well, I guess it's everybody right now that are paying with crypto. The process to be able to set up the deposit back to, or the payment back to yourself. I don't know if that's out there. I haven't seen it. Is that going to be communicated before we get into the launch of how to get that all set up?
It will be there where you can put in your BTC receive address, your LTC, and your Doge.
Got it.
And by the way, yes, the $25 is the minimum to lock in your spot, but because we're so close to launch, what some people are doing now, they're just putting it all in there so that they're ready. And it will just sit on the dashboard. So whatever funds you sit in there, it will just be there on the dashboard, and you can apply that to whatever your package you're choosing.
Which is really
Awesome.
smart.
Yeah.
That's really smart because Bitcoin, like the fees right now in the blockchain are a little bit pricey. It's been like $16, $17. So for all of you that want to save that, rather than topping it up in a few days, you might want to just go ahead and deposit right out of the gate. I know Tammy and I talked a little bit about that as a strategy, that we're saving people money right out of the gate by doing that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what people are doing.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, it looks like we do not have any more questions. So, guys, this is a great presentation. Thank you so much for joining me today with Tuesdays with Tammy. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Antoine. Thank you.
Isn't this just so fun? This is so fun.
I know. It's like
just so fun.
I'm so happy right now. And, like you, I'm not getting a lot of no's. And, people just want to be able to do what we did before. If our previous company had stayed where they were and stayed in their lane, we would still be there. Unfortunately, they didn't. And you know what? We're going to bring the band. What is it? What did you say? Get the band back together.
Band back together. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. This is going to be a wrap for. Oh, wait. I've got a question. I've got a hand up. I'm sorry.
Hey, Tammy?
Yes. Hey, Val.
Hey. Yeah. What if you don't have crypto, don't want to use crypto?
It's okay. When we launch, we're gonna have debit, credit, or ACH available.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Perfect.
I'm not a crypto baby.
No. I came in struggling with that, but back in 2010, somebody said, "Hey, got $100, put it in Bitcoin." I was like, "No, I'm good." That was the worst decision of my life. So, all right, I got
okay.
Melinda.
Thanks, Sonny.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I think I have Miss Melinda. Are you on board?
Hi, Tammy. It's Dawn and Melinda.
Hey, Dawn. Hey, Melinda.
Just really quick, because we have some people in here from Europe that are on the call. And can you just explain to them about how is there going to be vaults in Europe? Can they purchase from Europe? We have quite a few people that are from like Germany and in like Hungary area.
Absolutely.
So keep in mind, regardless of where the vaults are, people can purchase and have it shipped no matter where they are. So even if it's in the US, if they want to have it shipped to Germany, they can. So just keep that in mind. But they do have vaults in different parts of the world. I just don't know exactly where at the moment. I'm waiting on that list to see exactly where the vaults are, at least where we have access to. And then obviously if there's a vault in one part of the world that's closer to you versus the US, then it will be shipped from that vault.
Awesome. Thank you.
Or stored in that vault, I should say. Yeah.
Awesome question. Thank you so much. Guys, get ready. We're going to go crazy with this. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Thank you, Antoine. Thank you, Shelly.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's a wrap. Have an awesome day. Go out and tell somebody about this. Love you guys. Bye.
I'm doing a presentation tonight at 7:30, guys, if you're available. Tonight at 7:30.
You're amazing. And thank you for doing this while you're sick.
Oh, yeah. It's all good.
Oh, good. All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.